Shohei Ohtani makes his second start as a Dodger. He reacts to it. We're breaking it down. Something very scary for the rest of the league. Max Muncy goes off. It's his 200th home run. The Dodgers get the win, and we're breaking it all down next on the Dodgers Nation postgame show.
It's time for Dodger baseball.
Tommy Tank strikes again, and the Dodgers lead 3-0. Gibby, meet Freddie. Tommy sends on the air, the other way, back it goes, one of a kind player, one of a kind season.
What is up, Dodgers Nation, and welcome to the Dodgers Nation post-game show. Thanks for rocking with us after the Dodgers get the dub. They beat the Washington Nationals by a final score of 13-7. They improved to 48-31. You continue to build some cushion in the National League West. A successful homestand for the Dodgers. They take 7 of 10 in this homestand. They're now 3.5 games up of the San Francisco Giants, 5 games up on the San Diego Padres, and this is a Dodgers team that took care of business. Last night wasn't fun, but you take 2 of 3 from a Nationals team after an emotional series against the Padres, and you got to feel good about that. It's tough to go from what feel like almost postseason-like games to going from playing the Fighting Walgreenses, the Washington Nationals, and you found a way to take 2 of 3 games. It was very successful, but the big story in this one, there's a couple, but the biggest one, of course, is about the big show. Shohei Ohtani making his second start for the Los Angeles Dodgers on the mound. He pitched a scoreless first inning on 18 pitches. The first hitter that he faced, he gets Abrams out on just 1 pitch. He used that nice soft contact, gets him out. Then to James Wood, there was a pop out. Max Muncy comes in, but Mookie Betts, he goes around him, and Mookie, he loses it in the sun. So Mookie, unable to make the play. Wood gets to first, but then they did not put the ball in play after that. It was back-to-back punch-outs for Shohei Ohtani. He gets his first strikeout on Luis Garcia Jr. with a nasty sweeper down and in, and this is an unhittable pitch. An unhittable pitch, just filthy stuff from Shohei.
Yes, he did. And there's the first Dodgers strikeout for Shohei Ohtani.
And that sequence right there, that pitch, it just showed kind of the north and south. Because his first start, you saw some glove side pulls, things that were non-competitive from him, just missing way out over the zone. He was more shoulders to the plate, getting down and getting that tilt towards home plate, and it was leading to swing and miss. It was leading to strikeouts, and the command was just a lot better. Through 18 pitches this afternoon, 12 of those for strikes. He was 4 for 4 on first pitch strikes, and the arsenal continues to look impressive. That sweeper grades out as one of the very best sweepers in all of Major League Baseball. So it's not like we're talking about a guy who's just, oh, it's cool that he can pitch. It's cool that he can be really good. No, we're talking about a guy that has the best level, the top tier stuff, and that was on display. Nathaniel Lowe, next batter, he strikes him out. 7th pitch of the at-bat, a dirty cutter down the way. So back-to-back punch-outs and a scoreless first inning for Shohei Ohtani.
Yes. Looks at Wood on second. Turns his attention to Lowe. Gets his swing and a miss.
So back-to-back Ks, and then, of course, he doesn't go into the dugout. He gets ready outside the dugout, puts all of his equipment on, all of his protective gear, his batting glove, his kitchen. He is sliding mitt there in his back pocket, and he goes to the plate. Did strike out, but this is different. This guy's just different. He's not from this planet. To be able to do what he did today, I think it was the start of OMG. Like, this is a dude who's going out there shoving as a top-tier ace-level pitcher, and then he hit a home run and a triple in this game. We'll get to those in a little bit, but here was Shohei Ohtani just seconds ago for the Dodgers clubhouse reacting to his second start as a Dodger.
さっきよりリラックスして全体的に、投げれたかなと思います。 Yeah, overall, I was able to relax much better compared to my last outing.
Why only one inning today?
1イニングだけの理由は、
もともとそういう予定ではあったので、はいある程度球数を今後、イニングも増やしていけたらいいんじゃないかなと思ってます。
That was the original plan, and I'm looking forward to adding more innings and more pitches.
How did you feel at the plate? Did it bleed? Do you feel like you get a rhythm pitching and then coming into being a hitter and being able to deliver that way?
二刀流の日はいいリズムで打席に入れてますか？
そうですね、最初2打席とも相手の投手も素晴らしかったですし、なかなか自分のアプローチの打席を送れなかったので、そこは少し反省点かなと思います。
Just looking back at my at-bats, the first two at-bats, hats off to the pitcher. Really pitched well, so I couldn't really have a good rhythm going into it.
Is there any part of it of getting used to doing both at the same time? I know it's what you've always done, but is there any sort of acclimation period just after a year and a half of not doing that, especially stuff like after the first inning, going out and then going to play afterwards?
1年間まだ慣れるっていう意味では時間かかりそうですか？
そうですね、思ってたよりも早めに復帰はできているので、今日また投げて明日以降の反応を見ながら、さっき言いましたけど徐々にイニングも増やしていければ、元の状態以上に戻れるんじゃないかなという、そういう自信は出てきてるんじゃないかなと思うので、まだまだ直さないといけない点は多いですけども、一つ一つ改善したいなと思ってます。
I've been able to come back to game action earlier than expected. So in that sense, I do feel like, I do have to work on some things. But at the same time, I do feel like there's some things, that I feel like I can perform better, even better than what I used to be able to perform at.
Is your intention still to get all the way stretched out to be able to make full starts? And how long do you think that'll take with this kind of progression you're on right now?
しっかり投球回数投げれるような感じの、どのぐらい時間かかるんでしょうかねと、そういう予定ですか。
そうです、イニングに関しては、球数に関しては一気に増やすということはもちろんないのかなとは思うので、徐々に増やしていければいいんじゃないかなとは思うので、今の現段階で、まずクオリティを上げていくことと徐々に、増やしていくということが一番大事かなと思っています。
It's going to be a gradual process. I want to see improvements with the quality of the pitches that I'm throwing, and then also increasing the amount of pitches. So it's going to be gradual.
Where did you feel like the most improvement was today pitching?
今日の改善ポイントは、一番改善したところはどこでしょうか？
一番はやっぱり動き方が重要じゃないかなと思うので、その過程でやっぱりロケーションであったりとか、一つ一つの球のクオリティというのが決まってくると思うので、自分がどういうふうに動いているのかっていうのを、前回から今日にかけて、約5日間ぐらいこうして話しながら改善は一応しました。
It's the way my body moves when I pitch. It's something that I worked on with the pitching coaches, and I felt a lot better this time.
So Shohei Ohtani doing Shohei Ohtani things, and really my big takeaway from him is it looks like we've got an ace on our hands, and also just big picture, I'm not going to take this for granted. I'm not going to take any Shohei Ohtani bump day for granted, because I know that a lot of people throw out a lot of cliches in sports. He's the GOAT. He's this. He's that. He's him. All this stuff. I don't think we're ever going to see this again, and I'm not going to take this for granted. I feel like I took Prime Kirsch for granted. I felt like he was going to pitch like that forever, but I think honestly say that we're not going to ever see this again. And when I say this, what I mean by that is a pitcher that throws at a Cy Young level and hits at an MVP level. Unless Shohei and Mamiko have a son and 25 years from now he's doing Shohei Ohtani things, I don't think this is happening again. So I'm going to appreciate and savor every moment of Shohei Ohtani's career with the Dodgers as far as him pitching on the mound like he is and hitting like he did today. Okay, we got Nico Suave Super Chat. Thanks for all you do, D-Mac, and let's go Dodgers. Yep, guys, welcome into the Dodgers Nation postgame show, the #1 Dodgers postgame show on YouTube. Appreciate that. Nico, give you a little...
Win. Perfect.
round with the show. I actually got Joseph H. The first half of this game looked very scary for the Dodgers. They look dead. Thank goodness for Muncy. Yep, give me your grades for Shohei's little start today. I know that wasn't long, but I still give it an A. It was an A. How could you get anything less than that? Martin True, D-Mac, happy Sunday. Let's go Dodgers. BC going from the stadium to Jack in the Box for my free Jumbo Jack. Yeah, free Panda tomorrow from BC. Man, they're feeding us good, man. They're feeding us good, the Dodgers, this homestand. Ohtani sweepers from AU Potter. That sweeper, a sweep in, and it was a very impressive pitch. I totally agree. I mean, it's credible. We've got Yang Yi. Who sweepers better, Ohtani's, Phillips, or Trinans? That'll take some time. I think I'd take Ohtani's right now, to be honest with you, as far as high level, the way it plays off his fastball. I mean, we need to see more of it. But as far as how it grades, it actually grades out higher, to be honest with you. The ump was actually squeezing Kiké from Joseph H. Yeah, we'll get to Kiké Hernandez. Didn't get some calls from the umpire today, and we'll talk about just the idea of him coming in there in a big in a game where you got a big lead. The MV3 showed up today from Paul Gutierrez. Yeah, they certainly did. And that's something that you need to see. And we're going to talk about the lineup. Should Shohei Ohtani change his spot in the lineup now that we've seen him as a pitcher, should that change? But let's keep moving on with this game because it wasn't all great. And I think if you point out to the not so great, it was Hyeon-seong Kim's defense in center field because Ben Kasparius comes in, and I think that Ben pitched well overall. He ends up going 5 innings, gave up 3 runs on 5 hits, had 2 strikeouts, a walk, 77 pitches, 50 for strikes. He lowers his rookie ERA to 3.25. But there were some moments in this one where defensively it got a little interesting in this one. And when Ben Kasparius came in for Shohei Ohtani and he was getting grooving in that start, Hyeon-seong Kim showed that he has some growing to do. And you're going to have some growing pains with a rookie. But the first hit there from Josh Bell, it was a fly ball, and the route that Kim took, he is going to his right. He's not going directly to the baseball. He took his very wide route to this ball. And Mile Conforto, he tries to call it off, and he just dives for it, doesn't make the play, and it ends up as a hit. So that's a play right there that Hyeon-seong Kim needs to make, 1, and 2, a play where he needs to assert himself as the captain of the outfield. I know you're a rookie playing for the Los Angeles Dodgers. You've got experienced outfielders to your left and your right, but Hyeon-seong Kim needs to be the captain of the outfield. He can't be passive. You can live with some mistakes, and that is going to be something we're going to have to accept. The growing pains with Kim, but he has to be assertive. He's got to communicate, and that's an example right there. And then later in the game, Kim was able to get to a fly ball that was off the bat of Nathaniel Lowe in the top of the 3rd inning. There was 2 men on base, and the ball tips off his glove, and it goes over a Dodgers fan's hand in the left field, center field wall area. And initially, it was ruled as a ground rule double, but the Nationals challenged it. They overturned it, and they get a 3-0 lead because of it. So it goes for a home run. So that's a play right there that you can't say, oh, he's got to make that play, but it just wasn't incredible defense from Hyeon-seong Kim in center field today. I mean, that's a play that he'll probably tell you that he would like to have had back. And like I said, it's going to take some time. And we know that for sure, and we're willing to live with that because he does bring something to the table as far as how dynamic he is on the base pass because he can hit. But I think today, big takeaway for him is, hey, we need to study some film and look at the routes and just work on the reads off the bat. And I think the other thing, you just can't, I mean, experience is one thing, but you have to accept that you're going to have to communicate a little more. So didn't love the defense from Kim in this one, but he did contribute to this one because later in the game, after the Dodgers, they're getting no hit by Michael Soroka. Mike Soroka. Mike Soroka was going off. I mean, no hit the Dodgers for 4 2/3 innings, but you were able to get some offense as far as base runners go with Dalton Rushing. Dalton Rushing was able to get a walk off of him, and then he really put together a really good game. I mean, Rushing was actually the only Dodger to get on base twice against Soroka, and the big hit came from him where he doubles down the left field line, and he gets a big-time moment there for himself, I think, in his Dodgers career early on. He's going to start building some confidence in this one. He comes to the plate in a moment where you're kind of feeling like, okay, is this a situation where the Dodgers, they're going to lose in this one? No, he was able to come up and create some offense against him to get that offense. And in the bottom of the 6th inning, it was Dalton Rushing to get that first hit. He gets that ground roll double. That was followed by a Shohei walk. A couple batters later, Freddie Freeman, who's really struggling by his standards, hey, he helps this team by getting hit by the pitch there. I think that was a major sequence. That loaded the bases, and that got Mike Soroka out of the game. And then it set up Max Muncy, who comes to the plate, 2-2 count. He sees a sinker middle, and he crushes it. A grand slam for Maximum Muncy. That gave the Dodgers a 4-3 lead.
And Muncy swings, fly ball left to center, on the warning track, at the wall, it's grand!
So how about Max Muncy's 200th Dodger home run, 205th home run of his career, 18th multi-home run game of his career. And he was incredible in this one, giving the Dodgers exactly what they needed offensively, stepping up when they were struggling to get things going. And all of a sudden, Max Muncy, who everyone said he's cooked, he's washed, let's send him to the Savannah Bananas. All of a sudden, Max Muncy, a 131 weighted runs created plus, an 815 OPS, 11 home runs on the season. Max Muncy went from having the worst start of his career to putting up all-star numbers once again. When the Dodgers win a ring this year, you got to give the optometrist a ring because it's Max Muncy, but it's Munsee. He was fantastic in this one, a 3-run bomb, and he caught up with Dave Vassay after the game.
What a day for Max Muncy. 2 home runs, 7 RBIs, including the go-ahead grand slam in the 6th inning. Max, what were you thinking right there leading up to that at-bat as Davey Martinez has taken Soroka out, then they're repairing the mound? Did you feel like momentum was on your side?
Well, I felt good about the at-bat. I faced him last night, so I kind of saw everything that he had. And, for me, it was just keep the ball off the ground, get something in the air, get at least 1 run in, hopefully find a gap, and, obviously had better than that.
Your go-ahead grand slam was your 200th career home run. How aware were you of that?
I was pretty aware. Obviously was trying to get it for a while, and, very blessed to finally be able to get that, and I'm very excited about it.
How high is your confidence, not only today, but leading into this game and this entire month of June?
Yeah, it's up there, but for me, it's always been about the team, so my confidence in the team is up there. We just had a really good homestand, played some tough teams, and, this series right here is always a tough one after you play the Giants and Padres. You have the Nationals coming in, maybe not as much energy, and so for us to take 2 to 3, I think that's pretty big for us.
You guys got to feel good going out on the road, like you said, closing out a long homestand, winning every series.
Yeah, we're all looking forward to the off day tomorrow. I think a lot of the guys need it, so it'll be nice to have a little refresher day.
All right, Muncy, can't wait to see you tomorrow on the flight to Denver.
You wish.
DV looking sharp in that vest. I mean, DV's killing it, man. Give this guy an Emmy, man. Love DV, killing the game. All right, yes. Wait, Johnny Owen said D-Mac is killing the chat with his horrible singing. You didn't like the Mike Soroka. Okay, give myself a bro then.
Bruh.
Okay, yep, guys, down below in the comment section, let us know. Is Max Muncy all the way back? And did we learn something? Like, are we apologizing? I mean, even myself, I was like, hey, if you told me a couple months ago that he'd be 31% above league average before the All-Star break, I don't know if I would have believed that, but the numbers prove that Max Muncy is having himself an all-star season. I mean, the crazy thing about this is you could make the case. I mean, he's right there, top 3 in F-WAR for National League third baseman. He's right in that mix, and everyone's making the case for Andy Pages, as is myself. I asked Dave Roberts about Paz being all-star 3 weeks ago. Well, Andy Paz has been 34% above league average offensively. Max Muncy, after hitting 2 home runs today, 131. So he's 31% above league average offensively. Of course, Paz is the superior defender, but it just goes to show that Muncy's offense is absolutely all the way back, and it was a big swing for him in this one. Now, other storylines from this game are, you look at that 7th inning. You jump to the 7th, so the Dodgers, they explode a little bit there with that grand slam. Max Muncy puts the Dodgers up 4-3, but it was that 7th inning where they just blew this thing wide open. They just absolutely smoked the Nationals and former Dodger Ryan Ludus. Hey, former Dodger Ryan Ludus, man, this is not how you treat your former teammate. With the Dodgers, they abused him. Hyeon-seong Kim, he gets to first on a fielding error. So Kim did get a single earlier in this one. He was able to get on base there, so reached base twice. Then Michael Conforto got a single, so I'm pretty sure he bought himself another 3-4 weeks on this team. So good for Michael Conforto in doing that. Rushing took a 4-pitch walk, and then the pitcher, the starting pitcher for this game, A1 Shohei Ohtani, he stepped to the plate with the bases loaded, and Shohei Ohtani clears the bases with a 3-bagger, and that puts the Dodgers up 7-3.
On the 0-1 from Ludus, Ohtani hits a fair ball down the line. It's into the corner. Here comes Dalton Rushing. Shohei Ohtani unloads the bases with a triple.
This is never going to feel normal to me. I watched a ton of Shohei with the Angels doing things like this, but seeing him do it in a Dodgers uniform just hits different. It really, truly does. And the fact that he's missed significant time, it makes you appreciate it more. To see him do what he does, it's crazy. It just doesn't make any sense, but he's able to do it, and it was a big swing. It was a close game, and that emptied the bases, made it a 7-3 game. And then another big storyline from this one is, look, make no mistake about it. The MV3, Betts, Freeman, Ohtani haven't had a big week until today, really offensively. Shohei had some moments, but really Mookie and Freddie has struggled. I mean, you're talking about a tandem there that really just has not performed up to their standards. Both of them have been struggling. Freddie has said that, I mean, yesterday Freddie joked that he left his swing in Arizona, and if anyone's seen his swing, and you know how Freddie gets when he's going through it. He gets a little dramatic as far as, hey, things aren't going right, and he's not happy with the way things have been. Well, look, the truth of the matter is recent numbers tell us that, yeah, you need more from those guys, and it really helps. I mean, Shohei Ohtani last 7 games, an 808 OPS, hitting 222. Mookie Betts last 7 games hitting 143. Freddie Freeman last 6 games hitting 217. So those aren't the MV3 numbers that we expect, but today was a different story. You got production from those guys. Mookie went 1 for 4. Freddie went 1 for 4. But at least you're feeling good about something heading into this off day and into a 3-game roadie in Colorado. So after that triple, Betts, he was able to single to left. Then Freddie Freeman, he singled to center. So they get back-to-back singles. Ryan Ludus's day was done. And then Henry comes in to pitch to Max Muncy and have an afternoon maximum Muncy. The funky Muncy got a grand slam in the 6th, and then he hits a 3-run bomb in the 7th.
Muncy gave him something he couldn't take back. Max Muncy, max power again.
So it was minimum Muncy at the beginning of the season. Now it is maximum Muncy. So the Dodgers get 7 runs on 5 hits there in that blow-up 7th inning for the Nationals. And then the bottom of the 8th inning. The Dodgers already up 11-3 after a Dalton Rushing 1-out single. Shohei Ohtani comes to the plate, and the starting pitcher for this game, after hitting a triple in the 7th inning, he crushes a bomb in the 8th.
Ohtani launches, left center field. This ball is at the wall. Did that go off of a fan? It's in play, and Rushing is racing around from first to score.
So incredible stuff there. Incredible stuff there. By the way, did you see this? This young Dodgers fan was crying. I thought it was Manny Machado out there crying, or a Padres player crying after his dad couldn't catch the home run ball. Shohei's got to get this kid the ball.
Oh, no, Dad. No.
You were so close. Honestly, Shohei's got to get that guy a ball. I really, really hope he finds to get that guy a ball. The crying there, hey, that's just crazy there. The crying, and you feel for that fan, and you really hope that somehow, some way, he can get in that ball. Of course, it won't be the same because it would have been cooler if it was the one that he caught. But still, hey, you know what they say. You know what Jimmy Dugan said in A League of Their Own. There's no crying in baseball. But still, just a very sad moment. But also, hey, look, I mean, you live to tell the tale. I think the fact that you have that moment, you have that video of you being so close to it. But they're going to laugh about that story one day, and that's why you love baseball. And then the ninth inning, it got interesting. Kiké Hernandez in to pitch for the Dodgers, and Kiké making his fifth start this year. It has had some ups and downs. Of course, the fact that he is giving them coverage, and you've had multiple bullpen games in a row, that gives you a good opportunity to use Kiké. But the truth is, I mean, he was squeezed out of 2 strikeouts today. He really, truly was squeezed out of 2 strikeouts today. I know that people don't love it, the fact that Dave Roberts has to go in there and make a change, but he was clearly squeezed, and that should not have led to the 4 runs on 3 hits. The walk to Young wasn't good, but I mean, that curveball down the zone on that one, the Abrams one, that was a legit double. That when he walked Call, there were some pitches there. So yeah, he gives up the single to Garcia, and Lowe hit the sac fly, and Vesey had to come in and close things out. But I do wonder, kind of my takeaway from that is, are umpires almost punishing teams for doing this, for making the position player pitch? And does that kind of diminish something? Because it just kind of makes you wonder. It really does kind of make you wonder. Are they punishing the starting pitchers and the pitchers that pitch before them by saying, oh, you can't go in there and use a reliever because, hey, you're winning, right? And the truth is that if you get another team to use their relievers and that series is continuing, you're in a better spot because you try to eat through that bullpen, but it's within the rules, right? It's within the rules. Until they change something, these are going to be situations that you see. When a team is up by 8, you can use that position player. And when you're a team like the Dodgers that has had a multitude of injuries, that has used more pitchers than any team in Major League Baseball, you got to utilize this strategy. I have no problem with it. I think it's good. I think it's good strategy. I'm not mad about it, but I do think that for sure you got to understand that if it doesn't go right, hey, guys got to warm up. Guys got to go through that. And good thing is Alex Vest was able to come in and get the jobs done. Philip Paz says, how about sending Conforto to the eye doctor? We got Nico Suave. We got Surf. My wife and I just finished a move to Bakersfield by 2 p.m. and then said, let's go see a 17 pitch, and drove all the way back to L.A. So worth it, especially against the Padres. I love that, Surf. Moving to Bakersfield, coming back to taking the game. That's great stuff. Muncy is almost back, so you don't think he's all the way back. D-Mac got bars. Muncy. What's up, Eric Cruz? Yeah, you know what it is. More bars than Hershey. Don Kim, LOL. My Sharona by the knack. Okay, cuz we got Ludus, LMFAO. Yeah. LMF DFAO. See what I did there? Pawhead Zer's been all-star from Claudia. Absolutely. Oh, that poor little boy and his dad from CC. Rushing has wheels. Yeah, it was a really, really positive performance from Dalton Rushing, who continues to gain confidence. I talked to Dalton a couple days ago, and one thing he told me is that he's doing everything he can to simulate at-bats on days that he's not catching. That includes using the traject machine. And what the traject machine is a machine that simulates starting pitchers. And he told me that it's almost freakish how close you can get to at least getting the pitch quality of those pitchers, but you can't get the atmosphere, right? 50,000 fans, game situations where you don't want to fail in those situations. So there's nothing that can replace live Major League Baseball action, but he's adjusting and he's learning. So you got to give him credit for doing just that. And it was just a big game for Dalton Rushing to go out there, threw out a runner on the play where Young overran the bag, and he was 2 for 2 with 2 walks. He set up that big grand slam in the 6th inning with that double. So I still think that he is going through the lumps of being a rookie on limited playing time. And I still think that the Dodgers have the very best 2 catchers on one team in Major League Baseball. I think that's a fact. And I still think that Dalton Rushing has all the potential in the world. But here was Rushing from the Dodgers clubhouse just moments ago.
First question, obviously, catching Ohtani, what was that like, and what did his stuff look like?
Looked good. Everything was obviously explosive. Velo was good. Throwing breaking balls, sweepers in the zone, allowed us to get ahead and put guys away.
What's it like to be the guy that's calling the pitches for him? What's the game planning going through and him going along with your game plan?
It's good. We were on the same page. He actually calls some of his own pitches. So, but essentially we were on the same page before the game, and to see him have success, obviously that's a good sign.
Dalton, to get on base 4 times, it feels like you're starting to get into some sort of normalcy with this new role. How much more comfortable do you feel at the plate with getting adjusted to playing behind Will?
Yeah, I think it was just the game of baseball. Came out, had a good day at the plate, and I don't think it was anything really different that I've done the last few times. Like you said, maybe I'm getting a little more comfortable in the role. But yeah, good results today, and allowed us to capitalize on top of some hits, walks, and Max having a big day, driving in some runs.
What's the biggest adjustment you've had to make, just like big league pitching and being up here and kind of seeing how guys throw you over the last month?
Yeah, it's understanding their attack plan, understanding what they're trying to do, and I had a pretty good understanding after my first 4 or 5 starts. And yeah, I made a couple adjustments, and like I said, feel good right now, and ride the wave and continue to play good baseball.
Talk about simplifying your swing a little bit. Like, what are some of the things that those adjustments that you kind of talked about? What are some things that are different?
Yeah, it's just respecting all pitches, not just going up there and ambushing, not going up there and expecting everybody to be a 2-pitch guy. Guys are going to throw 3 or 4 pitches, and you're expected as a hitter to be able to handle all 4.
How big of a homestand was this for you guys, winning all the series, especially against the 2 teams that were chasing you?
Yeah, massive. Allows us to obviously get on a little bit of a streak and play good Dodger baseball. But at the same time, like you said, it allows us to take a little bit of a lead and get comfortable and just continue to play the game, continue to win.
We talk about.
So really cool to see Dalton Rushing have a good game, and I think that what really stands out from what he just said is you have to respect pitchers and the fact that they're going to have a more expanded arsenal than what you see down at the AAA level. You have to accept that, hey, guys can throw fastballs, but they also throw slider, cutter, curveball, changeup, and there's a lot of pitches to look for. So what he's going through is his brain is processing new information, and when you're a high achiever like that, you're just going through that growth phase. And he's going through a growth phase right now, and the more experience that he gets, the better he gets. And, yeah, in the story of this game, not a lot of people will talk about Dalton Rushing, but I will, because he was the only guy that was able to get on base twice against Soroka. And I think for him to set the tone the way he did with that double there in the 6th inning, it led to that big inning that they did have. But let's get to some more comments that we're going to hear from Dave Roberts, his reaction to today's win. Manny Machado crying. What's up? I know what Manny Machado. Best day for Rushing from Roy Estrada and Gracie Felix. I feel Freddie is more hurt than what they're wanting to let everyone know about. Something is going on. I mean, look, I can tell you from being in that clubhouse that Freddie Freeman gets a treatment, but I asked Freddie myself, hey, are you dealing with anything physically that is impacting you at the plate. And he assured me that no, that's not the case at all whatsoever, that he's looking for those cues. He's looking for that timing. And this happens. This is the Freddie Freeman experience. He does go through slumps, but let's not forget that a couple of weeks is 40, 50 plate appearances. And Freddie Freeman is a guy that he plays the vast majority of every season that he competes in. This is a guy that's tough to keep off the field. I think he's more open to taking time off now than he ever has during his career, just because he's getting older and he's dealing with some injuries. But last year he had 638 plate appearances. The year before that, 730. You're at over 270 at this point. So in the grand scheme of things, if you're going 650 to 700 plate appearances, if 50 to 60 of those is slumping, your numbers are going to be fine overall. And you're just kind of hitting a lull in the season. And that's just how it is. If you go through the ebbs and flows of a full 162-game season, guys are going to be hot, guys are going to be cold, and they're never going to all be hot at the same time. There have been stretches this year, it feels like everyone's been cold at the same time, but it does make me wonder. I mean, thinking more about this, it does make me wonder if Freddie and Mookie continue to struggle for an extended stretch, which I expect them to get out of this. They're too good to stay in there, especially Freddie as far as just his ability to hit. Do you change the leadoff spot with Shohei Ohtani pitching? Because he only did this 4 times in his 74 starts with the Angels, where he bat leadoff and he started the game. And only one time did he do it when he was the home pitcher, right? So I think if you're Shohei Ohtani, you're comfortable now, and today's proof that you can still be extremely productive. But let's not forget, he went just 1 inning, and that was the original plan in this one. So how will that change if it goes 3, 4, 5, 6 innings, making traditional starts, him being a leadoff hitter? Because the argument for Shohei Ohtani to be the leadoff hitter is more plate appearances. And you're going to get anywhere from 30 to 40, some years 50 more plate appearances if you're batting leadoff versus second or third. But also, if you factor in the other players on your team, when Mookie Betts has been at his best, it's as a leadoff hitter. And the year he hit 39 home runs a couple years ago, he was batting leadoff. And yes, he had a good year last year before he got injured, but Mookie Betts in 2020, when that team was scuffling, they moved Mookie to leadoff. That team took off and went on to win the World Series. Mookie Betts isn't fast anymore as far as being above average runner, but on the flip side, Shohei Ohtani isn't running as much. And with him pitching again and having the labrum surgery in the offseason, with the injury that he suffered in Game 2 of the World Series, he's not going to be stealing as many bases. So there's that. And then you add the fact that it could help Mookie see better pitches. I mean, with Shohei batting second and Mookie batting first, Mookie's going to see more pitches in the zone. That's where he's most comfortable. So would you sacrifice some of the plate appearances for Shohei for Mookie to see more pitches in the zone and bat in a place where he's more comfortable, and then you deal with that staggering of the lineup? And with the year that, obviously you want Freddie to get as many at-bats as possible, but with the year that he's having and the year that Will Smith's having, if you're worried about staggering the lineup, you could potentially have a situation where Shohei bats second, then Will Smith bats third, and Freddie bats cleanup, and then Teoscar bats fifth. There's ways that you can play it where you're still having an elite lineup, and it does make you wonder from a run production standpoint. And the Dodgers, they're right up there at the top of the league when it comes to generating runs. They lead the league in home runs, and that's good. But we've seen at times when this team struggles, it's when the bottom of the offense, which they've been really good lately, the emergence of Andy Pages, Tommy Edman hitting, they've been good for sure. But imagine if you can get more from Mookie and give more opportunities for Shohei to hit with runners in scoring position. It makes you wonder if Shohei batting second ultimately makes a little more sense in the long run. So that's in the top of my mind. We'll talk about it tomorrow on Dodgers Dugout Live. Got a big show tomorrow we're going to get into. So stay tuned for that. But let's hear from Dave Roberts and give me your thoughts. I'm going to read those right after we hear from Dave Roberts. Give me all your thoughts on the lineup. Did you want to see Shohei move off the leadoff spot and consider going in the 2-hole? I want all your thoughts, comments, and questions on all things Dodger baseball, too. So let me know down below. But here was Dave Roberts minutes ago talking about the Dodgers win over the Nationals. His reaction to Shohei's second start as a Dodger.
I thought he was considerably better today as far as the stuff, the life to the fastball, the command of his pitches, and much better. So overall, really good outing.
What went into deciding that this is the best way to go, just inning again with a slow build-up?
I think that it's just more of just trying to get the foundation, the building blocks, as he's, taking at bats, getting an inning here, an inning there, and then just gradually progress, erring on the side of caution. I don't know if, his next one, we're going to go an up-down potentially, or 2 innings, or just 1 inning. I'm not sure. And I think that going into today's game, we felt really comfortable with the 1 inning.
You keep it up to once a week?
What's that? Yeah. Right now it's kind of, and we're not beholden to one particular day, but I think that, he'll do his touch and feel or his side, and then we'll try to figure out what's the next, what's the next best time to pencil him in.
Is he pretty good with this, just sticking to the 1 inning, or do you have to pull the reins back? Does he want to throw 2 innings?
I think right now he's good with 1 inning, and all these things, these conversations that we have with him, obviously. And so he's understanding kind of where he's at, where we're at, and appreciating the fact that, as time goes on, we'll get to a certain point, but there's no sense in rushing it right now.
Just 6 games, but were the bats a little bit better today, just in terms of like the swings that you've seen?
They were. I thought, taking the walk in his 3rd or 4th at bat, I thought was good. And then obviously got a ball up a little bit with the triple, and then the homer, the ball was up. And, when he's going to the big part of the field, I think he's really, really good. And so today was good, and hopefully it quiets the noise a little bit with the days that he pitches.
So there's Dave Roberts, and he's talking about doing an up-down. So they're going to expand. Shohei's going to go multiple innings soon. I like how they're playing this. I think today was a very, very positive outing. So let's get to your comments down below. Should they change the Dodgers lineup? Leanne says the top of the lineup is fine the way it is. Why change it when the Dodgers are still winning? Yeah, it's a good point. I mean, if it ain't broke, why try to fix it? Brian Yu says, yes, Mookie to lead off and in right field. Kim at shortstop. Roberts to stop managing the Dodgers. Come on now. Hi, watching from Japan. What up, Kimberly? Thanks for rocking with us. Arigato. We got Chris Taylor is better than Conforto. Hey, you guys, I like this. 35 LA says, can't call him 0 for Fordo today. He did have the hit. Ohtani still yet to pitch for more innings. Is Robert still on the experiment? Yeah, absolutely. Daniel says, go Angels. Jeremy says, as elite as our lineup is, it don't matter what spot they hit out of. JF says, Dave, calm down since they threw at Ohtani. Evie Warrior says, Mookie Pies, Ohtani, 1, 2, 3, boom. Jeremy, Mihotani. Virtual talks about wanting CT back. I don't think so. I don't think they want Chris Taylor back for sure. But yeah, definitely vote for all your Dodgers for All-Stars. And join us tomorrow for Dodgers Dugout Live. But the Dodgers get the win. They beat the Nationals. They take 7 of 10 in this 10-game homestand. Shohei Ohtani goes off. Max Muncy goes off. Your Los Angeles Dodgers are still in first place after a wild stretch of 29 games where they went 17 of 12 in that stretch against above 500 teams, improved to 48 and 31 on the season, 3.5 games up on the Giants, 5 games up on the Padres, and now the Dodgers are on pace to win 98 games. So it's a Dodgers summer. I think you're going to see them pile up wins, and that pace will continue to go up. But that's going to do it, guys. Enjoy Game 7 of the NBA Finals if you're watching that. Whatever you're doing, have a great night. See you tomorrow, 12 o'clock on the dot. Big show, Dodgers Dugout Live. See you guys tomorrow. And hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and do me a huge favor. If you really want to support this show, hit the like button on your way out. And remember that nothing, absolutely nothing, brings us together quite like Dodger baseball. And until next time, think blue, bleed blue, and I'm out.
Start the party, Los Angeles! Your Dodgers have won the World Series!
And when the upcoming winter gives way to spring, rest assured, once again, it will be time for Dodger baseball.